to moderate stimulation.
Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show, episode weekend bonus edition. This is Jay Michael, your host, and thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a while since I recorded in my car heading into work or from work, and the way home last night I was going to record this, and traffic was a MFer. So I decided to hold off until this morning on my way in, and hopefully the audio isn't too rough. I've gotten so used to doing stuff in my studio with the better sound, but I think you'll be able to bear with me as I chew a little bit here with you on this Saturday, unless you're listening to it on a Wednesday or a Friday or whatever. Then it's whatever day you're listening to it on, but hope your day is going well. So today I wanted to kind of share some thoughts and ideas I have where I'm reaching out to you, the listener, audience, glass artists, enthusiasts, shop owners, whoever you are listening to this, to get some ideas and feedback as I continue to grow the show and expand it and steer it in directions. Really have several different areas and directions I want to go in. And this is non-scripted as well, so I'm going to be thinking out loud with you here as I go through this process. And some of this stuff I've already thought about, which is why I've decided to go ahead and do this. But several things we are getting ready to be launching soon with the with the online courses and our YouTube channel and a bunch of stuff coming up, as well as the podcast itself. And really what I want from you is feedback on the type of content you're looking for, if there's any type of specific guests that you want to have on the show, whether they're specific glass artists or folks in the industries or in the realm of glass in general, whether they're manufacturers of equipment, supplies, materials. There's lots of different ways to go about it, and with only so much time that we have to do this kind of stuff, I really want to make my time count and your time count as well. And a couple of things I've thought about was going back to the 2 to 3 day a week scheduled, regularly consistent episodes to try to fit all this content in, which will take a bunch of my time up, but in the end it's worth it because I'm doing this not only for myself as a way to increase my revenues and business and grow my glass art and myself as a human being, but also really for you and helping you grow your business and helping you grow as a human and as an artist as well. So if you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that I do a lot of stuff, everything from health talks to business to relational talks, sharing my personal stories, artist interviews, shop talk. I try to cover the whole gamut of everything I can think of. And another option I've thought about was to do a second show, which there's actually several other podcasts that show concepts and ideas that we've been playing with. One in particular, now that the trade show circuit has ended for the spring, we're going to be gearing up for that show. But there's also a third show coming out that we've been brainstorming with Josh over at Zen Glass that we're excited about. The show's going to be called Between the Cracks, and really it's going to be kind of an insight behind the scenes into just what goes on either when the torches are off, the whole idea of in between the cracks or between the cracks. We're still playing with it, but that's the basic idea. Things go awry, sometimes you need to walk away, take a break, things crack, things break, what have you. And so we're going to be having conversations. And now the fact that Zen has an influx of shows and artists coming through and doing classes and what have you, we're going to take advantage of that as well. And just kind of, instead of doing an actual interview type show that I do, we're going to just do more of like roundtable discussion, crack some cold beers, whatever, and shoot the shit, talk about politics, talk about life, things that are outside the world of glass. We'll probably talk about some glass stuff too, but really just talk about experiences in our life outside of it. So that's something that's in the works right now. But to get back to this, I'm really trying to steer the direction of what it is you need. So what I've done is create a survey that you can go to wiseguymedia.com/survey. And the survey goes through that there's 10 questions. Yeah, the questions are, some are multiple choice, some are fill in the blanks. And it's really just trying to gear up and steer my direction so I have a true solid focus. Otherwise, I'm going to be all over the damn place trying to get all these different things done, and I really want to hone in and be very specific with my time and make this time count, because my time is very limited. And also to make sure that I'm creating the best content and highest quality content for you as well. So for the podcasts, again, some of the things thinking about questions-wise, I'm asking is specific artists you want to have on, any major big players in the glass world, whether functional or solid work, sculptural stuff, manufacturers of kilns, that kind of stuff. I don't know if you can hear that. My GPS is talking to me. But also thinking for shop talk type of stuff, doing tool reviews, color reviews, that kind of stuff. And some of the stuff's hard to translate, I guess, on this medium, which is why we're going to be getting the YouTube stuff going. I've got 3 different already in the works right now, class style lesson demonstrations, including the stretching one, which I will be posting out this week. They're actually all 3 of them are going to be coming out this week. I got one on proper stretching. I've got one on proper point pulling technique and why and the benefits of learning how to pull points. And then another one is on blowpipe prep, from cutting and polishing, how to different ways of flaring out your blowpipes and cleaning off the ends, and the benefits and the reasons why you want that, and also how to set them up for blow hoses and the proper type of blow hose assemblies to get for the right size tubing. There's a lot of different variables involved. And, everybody has their way of doing things, but what my goal with this is to really manufacture, in a sense, a streamlined technical concept that whether you have your own way of doing things or you're just brand new to glass, you can take these concepts on a really fundamental, basic basis and then translate it into your own style. As a teacher myself, when I teach whoever I'm teaching, and I'm very strict about them doing exactly the way that I do it. And then once I feel that they're at a point where they have the technique down, the foundation and the fundamentals, and also the positive and proper habits are established, I will then let the reins go a little bit, in a sense, and let whoever my student is begin to find their voice and their technique and their style. Because if you think about the way skateboarding's done, and throughout the life of the professional sports of that kind of sense, I got a whole pack of bikes next to me. You guys can probably hear them. But, our industry is very similar to skateboarding, and skateboarding started off, a couple guys got a board and some wheels and decided they'd go around and drive around and as a way to get from A to B. And then they started doing tricks and learning tricks, and when you're doing skateboarding tricks, it's very technical, specific types of ways of doing tricks. There's only a certain way you can make a board move, or you can ollie it, or whatever. There's different things. And glass is very similar. We all had to learn a very specific foundational technique to be able to do it properly. But then once you figure that out, you can add a little bit of your own flair to it, your own technique, your own style, which then turns it into your way of doing things with the proper foundation. If you have bad habits and that kind of stuff, it's almost impossible to really properly work glass with your voice behind it. And the idea too is, if you see a Dustin Revere video, or you have an opportunity to take a class from, say, Calm comes in your town, and you got a chance to take a class from him. There's ways that you can now be set up with these foundational techniques. You can then take and then go take classes and learn and stuff. And that's really what my goal is. The long-term goal, which I've discussed before, if you haven't heard this before, this is new to you, but really the long-term goal, completely the big dream with this concept, is to be able to have a handbook, like an OSHA handbook of some sort, for glassblowers, so that if we were able to get a union or a guild of some sort, we have some sort of streamlined certification that we can all have. And it might sound kind of crazy and mainstream per se, but the reality is if you're a welder or a plumber or an electrician, you have to go by a specific study, a specific technique, a class, a certification to be able to get certified to do your job, to get hired. And with the way this industry is going and the way cannabis laws are changing, and who knows really with the state of our politics right now, but the potential for us to get to a point to where big major companies are going to be starting getting involved in our industry, and they may say they hired 1,000 glass blowers. I mean, this is just kind of me thinking here big, and it's not necessarily a positive thing, but the fact is that these kind of places might require you to have a certain skill set, a certain certification. But also the real long-term goal with my thought is that as laws change for cannabis, the pipe laws also need to change in the books. What I'm finding from the research I've done and with talking with Luke Zimmerman is that the pipe laws are not changing. If anything, the pipe laws have gotten stricter. And it's kind of crazy when you have areas that have dispensaries that can legally sell cannabis for medical, but they can't sell a glass pipe in their store. It's fucking stupid. So if we have some sort of, streamlined conceptual ideas and how to manufacture this stuff, everything from manufacturing the glass to setting up your studio, especially with people wanting to set up glass shops and stuff, if we legitimize the idea of being a glass blower as a trade, as a true trade, and not just being a pipe maker, then we can take this and begin to get representation, begin to get certifications, and really show how mature of an industry we really are. So just kind of a quick little side ramble there, just as I'm, again, thinking out loud with you. But really the whole thing with this is really I want help from you to give me feedback so that I can fine-tune things. If you think the idea of having 2 shows would be cool, I'm all about it. With our umbrella now being Wise Guy Media, the umbrella is going to encompass and cover several brands. It's going to be Wise Guy Media Presents, and then blah, name what it is. We're going to have, again, several podcasts. We have an online courses coming on. We have a membership site coming up soon. And we're getting into clothing, and we're going to start getting into tools. Anything you could think of that goes along with what we do, we are going to get our hands in. And it isn't just going to be me running this whole show. I have a team I've been putting together for the last couple of years. And the team is growing, and as we grow, I need to be able to give them direction and delegate the responsibilities so we can make this all happen and make not only my dreams come true, but also your dreams come true. And so far, so good. The feedback's been awesome. The response has been great. Download numbers have just completely blown my mind. This time last year, we were averaging around 60 to 80 downloads a day. Now the show has anywhere from 400 to 600 downloads a day. That's freaking crazy. It's like 1,000% difference. And the guests we've had on the show have a lot to do with it. J.D. Mapleson, having him on, he was our first guest to hit 1,000 downloads in a day. That was amazing. And he's aware of it. Anybody that I've had on the show, I definitely keep them up to date with what goes on with their numbers. As they, because basically when I bring a guest on, they also help to promote the shows. And that being said, one of the things you can do as another way to help the show is just by going on iTunes and leaving a review, leaving a star review, but also writing a review. What that does is it shows the iTunes company that there is activity in the audience, and that you actually give a shit about what we're doing, and then they would see that as a good thing, and then they help to rank the show higher in whatever categories that the show is categorized in. So, to be redundant there. Also, sharing it on your Facebook or on your Instagrams. If you can just do a quick little post, do a screenshot of whatever episode you're listening to, do a little write up about it. Say something, however you feel about it, however it has benefited you. Testimonials are also great. If you have something that you'd like to write an email, I get emails at least 2-3 times a week from artists out there, young and older artists that have benefited from the show, just from the company alone in the shop when you're by yourself working in your studio. So, and which I loved. I love getting responses from you all. So definitely keep coming. So do iTunes reviews. If you listen to it on a Droid phone, you can go on an app called Stitcher. I don't know if you can hear that or not. I keep getting my Waze. I use Waze app for my GPS, and it keeps saying that I've got a hazard coming up. So I don't know if you can hear it or not. So, anywho, I'm going to quit rambling here. I'm getting in some heavy traffic. I just mainly wanted to touch base and reach out, and just as I'm constantly thinking of ways to improve the show for you, I figured it was time that I reach out again, and as a call for assistance and ideas and where you think this should go. So, again, go to wiseguymedia.com/survey. There's a link that I'll have in the show notes. If you don't know how to access the show notes on your whatever podcast app you're using, especially like the iPhone for the podcast app, I can spit that out. With the little image comes up for the podcast, you just touch the logo and it'll flip around and give you the show notes, and there's links and stuff in there. So you can also email me if you'd like, info@wiseguyradio.com, info@wyzguyradio.com. And then, and also as a thank you for filling out the survey, I'm going to be randomly choosing one person, and you'll be getting a $50 gift card to Amazon. I was going to do Mountain Glass, but I think I'm going to do a little different and do, even though Mountain Glass is a sponsor, but I'm going to do a $50 gift card for Amazon. And actually, you know what? I'm going to give away one of my kits. So just a kind of a side note, if you're not aware, I created on kit.com, you can go there. I'll put the link in the show notes too, but it's another way you can support the show. I've created a kit for live streaming, and it comes with a small tripod. It comes with a filter, a didymium filter for your camera to help filter out all your UV flare and crap. And the little kit also comes with a remote control, which is badass, little Bluetooth remote that you can use to stop and start your feed when you're doing your streams. It's pretty amazing stuff. So the value of this kit is $75. So actually, no, it's $95. Yeah, that's what it would cost if you were to buy it retail. So as a thank you for filling out this survey, I will be choosing one random person out of all the people that fill out their surveys, and then I'll send you an email and I'll announce it on the show as well as a thank you. And for those that are waiting for your Mountain Glass gift cards from when I was doing the trivia question on the show, be patient with me. There was a slight miscommunication, and I am going to be taking care of that myself out of pocket to make sure that I get those out to you. So, and then we're going to get back on track as well as doing the trivia questions. I think trivia questions are fun. It's a fun way to interact with you with the show, and kind of go from there. Oh, and one more thing, I just got a lot of things I've been wanting to share and talk to you about, and all of a sudden they're all coming out. In terms of communication and activity, I have created a Facebook page for the show, for the podcast, which has grown over the last 2-3 years. But I also have a private Facebook group for the show as well, which I'm going to be opening for people to come in. And the goal with this is to, if those of you who are in Torch Talk know, the Torch Talk group has been around now for, I think, 3 years, and there's like almost 10,000 members or some crazy. It's crazy how big it's gotten. Really what I want this group to be is more of an intimate experience. I'm going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I can't think of the word, but for lack of a better term, interviewing everybody that wants to be a member, to make sure that you are going to be able to offer something positive to the group, nothing negative. I'm also, it's open to any level of glass blowing, in a sense. But I have a little survey questionnaire I will be sending you if you want to join. So I will have that linked up in the show notes also, the private Facebook group. And part of the goal with the private Facebook groups is once we start the online courses, I will be opening a secondary private Facebook group just for those that are in the courses, which I'll be communicating with you daily. And I have another show I'm going to be doing probably this week that's going to be covering 100% of what the online class is going to be about and what we're doing, which I'm super excited about. And we're going to be offering several different ways of going about it, including those that are interested in becoming instructors in the classes and what have you in your own area, where you can do actually, we're going to do a fundamental class online, and then the students that are in your area can look for you as like a WISE guy or a WISE affiliate instructor and come to you for further advancing their glass training. And you, as a teacher, will be certified through us, basically saying that, yes, we say that you are certified as a teacher that can pass on and continue sharing the knowledge that we want to share. So, okay, I'm rambling. I'm going to get out of here before any more thoughts come to my brain. I keep you going. Oh, shit. So, that being said, thank you for putting up with this little 20-minute ramble here. And again, please go to wiseguymedia.com/survey. Fill out the survey. It'll take you all of maybe 15 minutes, and it's greatly appreciated. Leave us a review on iTunes. If you could repost the show, any kind of episode you find benefited you on your social feeds, on Instagram. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. And Facebook and what have you would be amazing. I would definitely love that, and forever and ever appreciate you. And I appreciate you for listening to this. So, happy melting. Be safe. Stay hydrated. Stretch out. Keep your body happy. And we'll talk to you soon. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by Glassroots Art Show. Now entering its 9th year, Glassroots is designed for artists and distributors who wish to do wholesale business with shops and galleries. Located at the Monona Terrace Convention Center on beautiful Lake Monona in downtown Madison, Wisconsin, the art show features at least 25 glassworkers demonstrating and creating pieces for public viewing, live and silent auctions, raffles, and approximately 40 booths consisting of raw material supplies, functional and non-functional art, and glass charitable organizations. This year, in 2017, Glassroots will be held October 9th through the 11th, and for any more information, just go to glassrootsartshow.com. That's glassrootsartshow.com. This episode is also brought to you by The Flow magazine. Since its inception, the focus of The Flow has been to provide a bond among members of the lampworking community. This has been accomplished by developing relationships with the finest artists and sharing their techniques with you through in-depth, step-by-step tutorials. In every issue, you can enjoy great content with the hottest artists and cutting-edge techniques using the latest industry products. These features, along with the continuation of our Women in Glass edition, Glasscraft Emerging Artist Awards, inspiring gallery showcases, dynamic general interest articles, as well as health and safety information, make The Flow the leading international lampworking journal. For more information or to subscribe to The Flow, go to theflowmagazine.com. That's theflowmagazine.com.